Breaking news tonight, a Collin County jury has just sentenced Karmelo Anthony to 35 years in prison for the murder of Austin Metcalf at a Frisco track meet. More reaction from the trial and the emotional victim impact statements.
This verdict sends a clear message. Violence like this won't be tolerated in our Collin County community, and we remain committed to protecting our schools and standing with victims and their families.
Strong emotions outside the courtroom all day long as the verdict came down and the sentencing happened. What our crew saw and heard today in McKinney.
Here for you, the news leader, Fox 4.
A Collin County jury sentences Karmelo Anthony to 35 years in prison for the murder of Austin Metcalf at a high school track meet in Frisco. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. This sentencing came just hours after the jury handed down a guilty verdict for murder. The trial began last week, and jurors heard from coaches and high school students who witnessed Metcalf's death. The story also made international headlines, and many people locally have been sharing passionate opinions. Tonight, supporters of both Anthony and Metcalf gathered outside the courthouse, sometimes even yelling at each other. Our crew saw one person appear to be taken into custody earlier this evening before the sentencing came down. And moments ago, prosecutors spoke to the media with the Metcalf family by their side.
Today, justice was served. A year ago, when this senseless murder unfolded, I said that it had struck a deep nerve in Collin County and far beyond. I asked our community to ignore all the noise and instead be level-headed and patient as the process worked. And today, the process delivered accountability. We are grateful to this jury, and we are grateful that the good citizens of Collin County had an opportunity to weigh in on this case. I'm proud of the exceptional work of Bill Werski and our team of prosecutors, DA investigators, and victim advocates, and all the good and outstanding men and women of the Collin County District Attorney's Office. We thank all the parents and their brave kids who did the right thing. Despite the trauma of witnessing the senseless murder at a school track meet, they cooperated fully and testified truthfully. Their courage was essential to securing justice in this case. I'm especially honored to be joined here today by Jeff and Megan Metcalf and their son Hunter. Their strength and grace throughout this unimaginable journey has been inspiring. They won't be taking questions at this time, but their presence here speaks volumes about their commitment to seeking justice for Austin. I want to thank Judge Rhodes for presiding over this trial with fairness and efficiency. I want to thank Frisco PD for their investigation. I want to thank the Collin County Sheriff's Office led by Sheriff Skinner for providing the security for the courthouse. I want to thank all law enforcement throughout the county for making this a safe trial for everyone. This verdict sends a clear message. Violence like this won't be tolerated in our Collin County community, and we remain committed to protecting our schools and standing with victims and their families.
That's Collin County District Attorney we just heard from. Fox 4's Amelia Jones has been outside the courthouse all afternoon and evening, sometimes tense, sometimes quiet. Amelia, what have you been seeing overall?
Hi there, Steve. Well, let's start with when the jury actually got the case. So the jury started deliberations at 10:52 this morning and deliberated through lunch, returning a verdict just before 2 p.m. The jury spent a total of 3 hours deliberating and returned the verdict guilty of murder. I was outside the courthouse when that verdict was returned. You could hear some gasps from the large crowd that had gathered outside, some outcries, and some people simply stayed silent, just processing the information. The jury then headed right into the punishment phase of the trial. They heard from 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony's mom. She was the only one who took the stand in the punishment phase, and she pleaded with the jury for mercy. The jury spent a total of 2 hours and 20 minutes deliberating the sentence. The jury sentenced Karmelo Anthony to 35 years in prison with the eligibility for parole after half the time served, which would be about 17 and a half years. the age of Austin Metcalf when he was killed. When the sentence came down, people swarmed in large groups, many live streaming reactions of others on their cell phones. Some were very upset, visibly crying and talking about it. Others told me they believe justice was served with that sentence. After the victim impact statements, Karmelo Anthony's family, including his parents, walked out of the courtroom and into their cars. A large group of people and media swarming them as they made their way to their vehicles. There were some very strong words of emotions exchanged. We saw Anthony's mom hold up a heart in the window as well. Then, just about 15 minutes ago, we saw the Metcalf family leave the courthouse. Emotions still running high from those who were here in the parking lot. Sheriff deputies helped them to their car. Now it's just media that's left as the Collin County Sheriff's Office is working to clear the parking lot. And again, media was allowed to stay here. A lot to digest as this very long day wraps up. For